Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that, there we are. Awesome. Perfect. All right, we are on. Okay, I call the meeting of the Emergency Services Facilities Building Committee to order 26 February 2025 at 6:33 PM in an upper level. Members present are A. Marco, R. Tulis, D. Gankowski, B. Kelleher, and R. Gantic. Approval of minutes.
Yeah, I gotta make a motion here that, the agenda that went out to everybody, I think had the wrong meeting minutes. I think the agenda that went out was for 8 January,
Ah,
and the ones that we needed to approve was 22.
okay,
That's what we should be acting on. The agenda that was published had minutes for January 8th.
okay.
I can't make a motion, but that's, you can't vote on it, because we don't have a form.
All right, we don't have a quorum anyway, so we'll just, we'll postpone that until the next meeting about approval of minutes. Okay, item 4, present to speak, public participation is desired and encouraged. Speakers will be limited to time and appropriateness of comments to maintain progress, stay on topic, and maintain decorum. There's nobody in the room. Is there anyone online that would like to speak? I do see a hand up. I see Luke. Luke, you'll have to state your name and address and tell us what's on your mind. Luke, you're muted.
I think you're gonna have to go on.
Okay, he's not gonna do anything? Okay. All right, so no present to speak, that's fine, new business, there isn't any.
No.
I don't see new business.
No, I put in.
All right. Old business, Fitch and Associates, final report. They believe that they have done everything they're supposed to do. That they did present to the town, and I don't think we're gonna see anything more from them.
Well, I think we can do it. Mike, did you have a conversation with, Steve?
I reached out to Steve. We played phone tag for a while and then I stopped reaching out to him, and I don't mean to sound passive aggressive or whatever about it, but I stopped chasing him because I didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know, because our meetings got delayed and then we didn't have meetings and then we
Right.
didn't have the introduction. So I didn't feel like I could set up like a time for him, like to argue with him about coming to do a presentation, because I just didn't know where we were.
Yeah,
I went back through the minutes. He participated in our meetings 3 times. Once in person.
Yeah.
And twice via Zoom.
Yep.
As best I can tell. When I look at his work plan on his proposal. He still has a line item for final presentation to the town.
Right,
That has not happened
right,
from our perspective.
right. I agree with that perspective, that it has not happened.
Okay, and I think he owes us that.
I would agree with that.
Not so much as the primary person in the presentation to the town, but I think we need him there for some of the technical questions that might come up with respect to the data mining that they did to come up with this report.
okay.
That's my take on the whole situation.
Well, he did send an email and I was copied on that, and I believe both of you were
I
too.
saw that. See his response?
Should we,
How recent was this?
maybe 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Well, he felt that,
He feels he's done everything.
he feels the
Okay.
presentation to the town was that meeting that you two had with him. And that's not what I see. I don't think
All
that's.
we were doing, we had a brief meeting in the middle of the day to clarify some answers and stuff, like it was almost like administrative.
Okay, then,
That was my perception.
all right, then,
But he still has a very specific line item on here.
Right.
Presentation. to the
to the
Oh.
town.
Yeah,
All right, well,
Final meeting after his study has been completed,
that's
Right.
right. And
not like mid-study.
So,
I don't think I think his study is done. as
Right.
far as he's-
right,
Right.
it's, no, I'm not, right, so, well, and I assume he's speaking for his company. Feels that it's done, and, they were asking for the final payment. So,
I wish Tyler was here because he was simultaneously working with Colin on something too.
No, he,
It was,
Colin was done for us. Yeah, but wasn't he on here for some of the stuff with Colin?
we didn't engage into early in 2025.
He was out to present this,
he did do some work with Lowell,
this was done.
but yeah, I don't know if they came back. Well, anyway, so I guess since we don't have a quorum, but if the committee is in agreement, then that we still feel that Mitch owes us a more formal presentation, then we'll work on a draft email to Fitch and Associates. And
I
I mean, between first selectman, who is the only one who can enter into a contract. But the committee chair, vice chair, and the members of the committee can certainly voice their opinion and make a recommendation to the first selectman and do something formal. So you don't,
So I have a suggestion.
I'd like to hear it.
Since we can't make decisions tonight
Right,
and the committee can't basically agree to send a memo or anything.
right.
I think the chair and or the first selectman certainly has the right and the ability.
Mhm.
And so if we have some consensus tonight on where we are timing wise, I will gladly call him and say, we disagree, you have to do a presentation, and we're not making the final payment until you do a presentation. And we are ready for that basically anytime after tonight or whatever.
Yeah,
And I know, like Ralph, you, I think last night you finished the introduction
yeah,
and,
and that's uploaded to the town computer. It's in.
well, it's uploaded to the folder for the committee, right?
Correct, but I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out how to link it from our webpage. So that people can access it,
To link it from the folder to the webpage.
whichever way.
Yeah,
I couldn't make the connection.
right.
I could set up an item on the left-hand side of the screen. But when you click on it, now, nothing would happen.
Okay,
I couldn't tie that document to
okay.
that side of the screen. I was gonna talk
But
to
that
Stacy.
folder,
I was gonna talk to Stacy.
the committee, I think the reason that won't work is that committee folder, I believe, is hosted at Fitch. Isn't it?
No, this is,
I thought Fitch created the folder for us.
this was Civic Plus. Has
Okay.
all the other town folders on there too,
Oh, okay, all right,
right?
okay.
so you are willing to reach out to Stacy and see if you can get.
Yeah, I hate to bother her with this because I know she's got,
Stacy's not the webmaster, you can't bother her with it. She gave up webmaster,
who's playing webmaster now?
me, because no one else will.
I think we've closed that link then.
And I have no idea what to do. I am no webmaster.
Is there a contact with Civic Plus?
Why don't we come out of this meeting tonight with some bullet points, so we remember what's gonna happen next, including me remembering what I'm doing Monday?
That's fine.
All right, let's come out of here with some bullet points that we can share by email, whatever.
Okay.
I will reach out to our person at, it's not the Civic Plus part. I can manage the Civic Plus part. It's the connection to the website, and that is through, it'll come to me in a minute.
That's fine.
Anyway.
We
Your name.
know that now.
Okay.
The thing is, I had put up the Fitch's proposal,
Mhm.
but that was under the old system.
Right,
So it carried over when we switched.
yes,
And I attended some of the training sessions for our current website. But I use it so infrequently.
right.
And if you know anything about software, if you don't use it regularly,
Yeah, you lose it quickly.
it's
Right.
gone.
Yeah. No, Stacy had to give up, it was an extra duty assignment and was extra pay for her. But because of the changes in the finance office with Donna being gone,
Right.
she needed to do more work there. She couldn't do both. So she gave up the stipend, she gave up the job,
All
so,
right, well.
which meant it's now mine
It'll be-
without the stipend.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy to do it. I just gotta figure out how.
Yeah, I will reach out to our people, but I'm sure it's like very easy to people who know what they're doing.
Or have done it multiple times, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe Nicole.
So what you're saying is does the committee need to review it again, or was that last one based on the edits or comments
I
from the
think I
committee?
sent that out to everybody.
Oh,
Yeah,
you sent us 2 out of the 3 pages, but it was based on our last meeting.
yeah, that's,
Okay,
So it was.
so it doesn't need approval again.
no.
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
We're
There are
good.
a couple edits.
Yeah,
They're
we
yours.
approved it with, yeah, we
Okay.
approved it with
Tyler's.
with the
All right.
comments and the edits that we.
And you emailed it out to all of us,
I believe I did.
Mhm.
like in the
I
last,
sent out
since last night?
minutes
Okay,
and that document.
Okay,
okay,
yeah, we're-
all right, I will put that document with the report. And I will put it on the front of the town's webpage also with a new news, the news flash stuff on the front.
all right.
Okay,
I'll get it there.
For the record, we should get it on our webpage too,
Yes,
connected to the webpage.
yes.
Good, yeah, and I'm going to, I mentioned it to some people, the Wellington wire's going out, the end date's Monday, I'm going to put a little. I'm gonna phrase something to let people know that the report is available on the website.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I think every opportunity we get, we wanna talk about it, so
Yeah,
that's gonna
But
happen.
I wanted to get that
Yeah, it's fun.
the introductory document out there first
I don't know who reads the wire anyway.
for a couple of weeks.
Another vehicle.
And then post the report and the data that's supporting the report.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you gotta go, so, item
I
two.
got a couple minutes. I just have to run downstairs. At 7.
Item
I
two,
do it a lot.
discussion of the CIRCOG, Capital Region Council of Government,
That was what I asked you about, Mike.
Station 13 rehab and EOC grant possibilities, so you have some latest information.
So the current status of the construction estimating effort that we
Yes.
were doing is, because of the snow, we're waiting for the snow to melt because they can't finish pricing the drainage part. This group had suggested that we have them estimate the entire project.
Right.
They gave us an estimate without being able to look through the snow. And they, of course, factored high, not knowing what conditions were. And so now the project with the added scope is 606. And so my feeling was $130,000 worth of drainage work was a lot.
That was conservative.
What's that?
I was not, I thought that was, I was like, oh, that's what I thought it would be.
You thought it was less than, okay. So anyway, the rough scope we sent them so that we could get a price was dig down 4 feet all the way around the building, re-waterproof the foundation, put curtain drain all the way around, put solid pipe all the way around to catch the gutters, and either bring it out to daylight to the north or bring it south to a new catch basin to tie into the concrete pipe, gave it as an option.
Repave the parking lot.
And cut 8 feet out in front of the bays and compact and put 8-inch concrete apron 8 feet out from the bays
With the slope away from the doors.
with the slope away from the doors.
A real slope.
And so it came out at like 606 or something like that.
Okay.
So they said they wanted to review the scope though, then it just keeps snowing.
Yeah.
So right now we're out a couple of weeks for them to come back, hoping it melts down enough they can get a better look.
Mhm.
And so that's the status on that part of it. The part about how much of the grant will cover it. The meetings are still going on between Congressman Courtney's office, who I assume is tied up with other stuff too. And the Department of Ag. I checked in with them last week and they said it is still on our radar. We are working on it. Sorry it's taking so long, but we are working with the Department of Ag.
Good.
So that's the only update I have there. So we don't know how much the grant's gonna cover at this point. But the grant wasn't 606 anyway. The grant was 525.
Mhm.
So we're not gonna get past 525. We're probably not gonna get the whole 525 to cover anyway, but that's to be
But
determined.
it is. If the grant holds, then it's not gonna be a bad hit for the tent.
No,
It's gonna cover some, I think, significant portion. I just really don't. And Congressman Courtney's office felt strongly that we could get the Department of Ag to allow us to put more on it.
They're good.
like by making a compelling case or whatever.
Yeah, and they thought that the, part of the challenge the Department of Ag has is there's a lot of bureaucracy, particularly when you do work exterior to a building, like they have a lot of rules about environmental studies and all this other stuff, and I think the congressman's office felt that they could maybe kind of figure out a way that not all of that would be required depending on current conditions, like it's an existing building, it's an emergency situation because it's abatement, you know, and all those other things, so.
Just keep in mind that when we were exploring that water infiltration in the beginning, I have a lot of data on that pipe.
Yeah.
I think I shot grades on that pipe, the concrete pipe.
Yep, yep,
Like, so, and I'm confident that we've got enough pipe
yeah,
that we've.
to
got against
maintain the
ground,
pitch.
Even from the far corner of the building.
Yep.
So, I don't think it's major.
Yeah.
And that's something we could possibly sub out to somebody local.
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I said, you know, I think the price may be strong on this and it's beyond what the grant is. So, you know, we may look to just contract it locally and keep it out of the grant, which might make things easier. And they're like, well, let's come and look and we'll see what we can do. So,
Good.
Well, I think it's great, yeah, the more people involved like that,
Yeah.
the better chance of getting to a yes from somebody. And really, 606 to 525 is not a huge leap.
right.
It's not a
Yeah.
giant stretch,
It's
so,
not a new building.
and it's not a new building. Well, with that, should this committee start having a parallel plan of how to exercise that grant? It isn't, we've sort of gotten away from that.
Well, I would hope by the next time we meet and can vote, we'll have more information.
Yeah,
But I would think that the guidance from the Board of Finance and the townspeople so far who have been involved is get this report out so we can talk about what's in your report.
correct,
And let's see what the public's appetite is and let's talk about a plan.
perfect, all right, great.
You know,
Yep.
if the public has an appetite to talk about a new station, maybe the grant money gets rerouted into a new station, a new
Mhm.
building.
Maybe so. Okay,
I'm just saying as an.
no,
Right.
that was our original premise too.
Right, I'm just saying, like, I think
Yeah.
in the meantime, we're waiting to hear, if we hear great information. Like, if I get a call Monday saying you gotta get going, but the grant's gonna pay for all of it.
Yep.
Then we gotta call an emergency meeting and we gotta talk about what we do,
Sure.
right?
And then.
But in the meantime, we unfortunately have the value of time right now, because we don't have an answer on that.
Right,
So we can start getting some conversation going about
Okay.
this report.
excellent. All right.
Like some of the questions, for Millennium or Gordian or whoever you deal with there, was not just the drainage, it was some other like things about the building too, like the roof, et cetera. Was
Right.
Was that just drainage work?
No, that was part of it, Mike.
We had
It
lost
was that they were gonna do a new roof skin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, new roof skin, right?
items that we thought should be included, like sort of big ticket ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, because in the original plan, they were gonna reuse the roof.
Yeah.
And so they're doing a new roof in this plan. And I think one of,
Building out the rest of that bay all the way to the front. For
Yes.
EOC and training.
yes, they're expanding the day room area, training room area and all that, which I think should be in the plan anyway.
There are a bunch of changes that
Right.
increased cost, which seems.
Right, but I think there was like a $202,000 increase, but I think like 135 was the drainage. Sorry, I didn't say that clearly before.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So,
Okay, so we'll sort of continue on our agreed track that we will wait for public feedback. I suppose we don't have to decide tonight, but we should be thinking about when will we say the public's had enough time? We might not get any feedback until we do a more formal presentation. That might spark,
So we're gonna lose.
yeah, I'm sure.
yeah, I think I should reach out to Steve and say,
Yeah,
we disagree, you're not done.
right,
When do you want to get out here and do a public presentation? And we start working on scheduling the public presentation,
Can
because it's not gonna happen in the next 5 days or anything.
no, right,
It's gonna be.
It'll take some weeks to set it up.
Be a few weeks in the future, yeah.
yeah.
Can he participate via Zoom? Like, he doesn't have to be here in person necessarily, does he?
As a fallback. That would be a good idea.
Mhm.
If
I'm
he-
gonna start asking for the,
I mean, that was,
Yeah.
right, but then if there's like I mean, it's an option.
We can consider negotiating down, but I wanna start with,
Yeah,
no,
no,
it's in the
start strong.
contract, you owe us this.
Yeah, start strong.
And we have the leverage because we haven't paid the last invoice.
He
Right.
did, yeah. He technically did come here in person once.
Once.
Yeah.
Well, twice.
But-
He came to, right, he came to like look at stuff.
He did, he did.
And then he
did
came
his-
back.
his tour, yeah.
Look at you
Which
come around.
some of that was in the contract too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it made it sound like there'd be more than one physical visit, and there really was just the one.
Well, according to his, there was three,
Yeah,
in his work plan,
yeah.
separate from the presentation to the town.
Is it realistic that this would be done prior to budget referendums?
We'll see what he says.
But I mean, do you think that,
I mean, it would be nice. Budget referendum should be in what, May?
yeah. But I mean, it seems far away, but it's not that far away.
No, there's 4 meetings
Yeah.
there's 2 meetings every night, 4 nights a week.
Yeah, so I'm just, I'm thinking of capacity of the people involved and the townspeople. Is it realistic that we would be able to put together a presentation? If you say yes, the answer is yes, I just asked the question.
Yeah, I don't think we have to work too, as long as we can get him to come here, let's assume we can get him to come here. Then it's his job to present the report and take the
Okay.
Q&A from the public. We can just set the stage.
Right, that's
Make
what I
sure the
mean.
documents out there, make sure we try to whip up some interest to
Alright.
come to the thing.
Yep, so and this would be would it be a town meeting or would it be a public hearing?
It would just be a like a
Information
presentation.
session, and we could have it at the library, we could have it in many of the
It
different.
would probably be a special meeting of this committee though,
would
because
be a
this whole
special
committee
meeting,
would
okay.
be there potentially, and it would be the business of this committee.
It would be the business of this committee, so if we have that, it'd be nice to be able to have it recorded. And.
Well, we can do
video.
that. We could bring the portable owl thing that we use for the town meeting
Yeah.
at the town hall.
Town hall has such lousy acoustics.
Right.
Do it in the library.
The library fits almost as many people as the town
I
hall.
don't think we're gonna have like hundreds of people there,
No,
not to be negative.
I know, but so, I mean, I like the library room. I think that's a pretty comfortable place. There's lots of parking. It's well lit. You don't have to park on the grass. You don't have to worry about snow. And it's a good, we should use the library.
We had talked
Okay.
about doing like a mailer, like the school building committee did. Maybe
That might
like
be the time before the
Flash,
presentation,
but
do the
like-
mailer.
some sort of mailer. I think it's,
Alright,
I've been building up stuff on a list to do a mailer from, basically like from the first selectman's office, the selectmen, the town, whatever.
yeah,
If there's room, we could, potentially do it on the same mailer. And if you look at the school building committee, a lot fit on that.
yeah,
so that was
okay.
Yeah.
robust, big color spot, right? But
Yeah, and that whole thing was under $2,000. So.
Alright,
And speaking of money, again, we can't do anything tonight, but we're gonna have to address that issue too, because. Now it's in budget season and everyone's looking at what funds are sitting around. The CIP asked the fire departments if they would release things. They asked Willington Hill to release the 110 that's been floating out there for years. That was held onto last year because this committee might use it. Plus, this committee's sitting on $160,000 also.
Yeah.
That is unused right now. Not that those things aren't valuable for this committee's work, but when the town's looking at budget stuff, between those two, it's $270,000. And it may not all be here after July 1.
I mean, does that grant cover architecture and engineering portion of the projects?
Where it gets tricky is the grant, when you start covering labor. Is where all the bureaucracy comes in, and then it gets expensive and you use up the money really quickly. So the Department of Ag is really loath to do labor. So like remediation is paid, parts, labor, everything. So the message was include as much as you can legitimately in remediation.
Right, but I'm.
And then if it's after remediation, all the materials it'll pay for, but you might have to pay for the labor somewhere else.
Well, like all of the project documents to actually like build that out job, right? So like the plans,
Correct. So the plans for remediation, definitely covered. The plans for stuff that's not remediation, maybe not.
so like, is that what that money is supposed to be for though? That 160, like is that?
Well, it was not really, when it was approved originally, when it was moved over from CIP, it was for consulting, research, analysis.
Which is why they stonewalled us on Board of Finance stonewall doing.
Yeah.
Anything for the station, for
Mhm.
temporary structures
Yeah.
or something like.
They
that.
said,
No,
do
that's
more
what they
study.
told us.
All right, I gotta get downstairs.
Mhm. Thank you.
You need some backup down there?
No, I mean, all the departments, I'm sure I'll see you down there. All the departments have their own stuff ready to go to defend their requests. It's the usual, we'll just, tonight will be the Q&A. And the shock factor on the public works budget.
Yeah.
Well, I can't imagine anyone can be shocked by that.
All right, so we should start.
I think it's.
If we should, yes, we need to think about
Timeline,
what,
what we're gonna put out.
and also what happens if Fitch says, sorry. We're done, we're not doing anything, and we'll see you in court. So we're gonna do our own presentation.
Right,
That's,
like I don't want like a prolonged no from him to like draw out our presentation.
no, I mean, if we,
If he's gonna keep like,
we don't really wanna get the town embroiled in some civil suit while we wait, I mean, even if it got that far. Those things take a long time to settle, we don't wanna wait that long regard,
No, we can't.
we
no,
can't, so.
no.
So if there's any real hard legal pushback from Fitch, we just have to say, Mike, relax, we'll just. Through that, we'll take it up on our, we'll do it ourselves. But we don't have to do that tonight, but. No, that's what we gotta start thinking on, we have to think about that. And I said, yeah, and then. I mean, I'm sure some people have an idea of what they'd like to, based on the report, which direction seems best, and I really don't have an idea. I'm absolutely waiting for public feedback, I'm not confident we'll get very much. Prior to any public discourse, I don't know how much we're really gonna get. I'm saying, I mean, there are gonna be some people, and I can name them, that will probably respond. And the rest will be after we do a presentation, and then. Yeah, and there's some individuals that just like to respond, they want, and that's good, we wanna hear from them.
Yeah.
I'm not, no, I'm not. It's just there are some people that read the website and they're very active in responding to that. So wait until.
You know, we make a decision that they criticize.
Exactly, and then, well, and that's fine, and that's absolutely fine. Make a decision and then you adjust, based on feedback. So, good, that works. So is there anything else to talk about? Are we good? How's everybody doing? Everybody, personal lives, we're digging out from the snow, everybody's tired of snow? We're all good there? Good to hear. Correspondence, I didn't have any present to speak. Is there everybody left the building?
They all left.
Everybody left, they got bored. Probably logged into the one downstairs.
Yes.
All right, next meeting is 12 March 2026. Seems like a long ways away, but it's not.
No.
So on the agenda for the next meeting, we should probably have. These same things, an update on the CERCOG. Now, if the CERCOG plans are solid, we could just work with those.
But there's still items that they're not covered.
Yes, that's true.
We have to refire the boiler, so you're gonna. Fill out the bay areas need to be relamped.
Okay. So there will be expenditures then.
There'll be expenditure.
All of like the finishing, really.
In the bay areas, not the build out. This is just in the bay areas.
The Bay Area is like where you park.
Yeah.
That's just the working area, yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah, because we've got a new boiler, and so it's gotta get the heaters going again. And is that. The hanging heaters have to come down for their demolition and remodel.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, we need all new lighting, because the lighting is crap, and we were in the process of relamping it with energy efficient, but put that on hold.
You go all the way deep now.
Yeah, well, but that has to be done.
That has to be done.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to look over that plan very carefully, yeah.
And there's electrical issues right now because only half of the lights work in the building.
Wow, you're just a ray of sunshine there. No, I'm joking, but that's true. All of that will have to be done. Well, let's see what's in the plan. How much gets covered from the grant and then Have a,
half the lights.
have a bake sale, so.
They asked for $500,000, the big difference than asking for $5 million. Like, that's a big,
That's huge.
that's a big
Yeah,
spread
even-
there.
But even a,
I had that.
So obviously this is covering everything. It's
yeah, right. I mean, they were, people
smaller
were talking
scale
about,
work and covering a lot of it.
Lights would work.
I mean, things were being floated at $15 million bonds there. If you come back with a 5, that's, that seems a lot more palatable. Maybe, I'm just,
Of course, there's only lighting, so.
I have no idea, I'm just speaking as a resident right now, not as a chair or anybody else.
All right,
All right, next meeting, 12 March, things that should be on agenda, are pretty much the same things. And we'll probably have a better handle on what Fitch's response will be by the 12th of March.
And this study will be, has been posted for like almost. a week.
Exactly, and then we can see if there's any feedback, and if you're gonna look into that, if you can see if there is a link for people to respond to. Or some sort of, I don't really know.
I'll see, well, I can, I don't know if your email address, town email address is probably published as a committee member.
Probably is.
Mine maybe too, so.
Is
Yeah.
that like accessible on there for people to?
Yeah, I would be fine if people responded to me,
Yeah, I
I just fine, and I'll just,
I
I'll
put
print
a
them out.
blurb on, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
please respond to the committee chair.
yeah, exactly, yeah, please all to
Any
make all comments, and then we'll, under correspondence, when we have our next meeting, we'll talk about the correspondence and what people have to say about that,
If any.
if anything.
Okay.
And then we'll know more from Fitch, and then we'll be able to, war game that and make a plan of action. To, do probably a special meeting. But I think it will have to be a special meeting, an information session. Ideally with Fitch there to. Help guide us, or it might be just us. Everybody can,
Well, I think one of the things that we need to discuss as a committee is, okay. This is what we know. Now, here's our options.
right,
1 station, 2 stations.
here are the response times, here are the differences when you have
What
those
happens
things.
to the response time if we do
Right.
one thing? What happens to the response time if we do another thing?
Right,
What's the cost impact of? Bringing it all
And-
together into one,
Right.
keeping it separate.
and I think that from what Mike said earlier, that's another thing that CERCOG can do. Once we land on at least 1 or 2 courses of action, we can say, hey. Give us some numbers for this course of action and this course of action, right? Says that that's what they do. That was one of the meetings recently. He said that, so.
Okay.
We're members, we pay for it, we might as well take advantage of
Yeah.
all of these things, and we don't have to, it doesn't have to be our Bible, or it doesn't have to be the only solution, but it's a great place to start. And,
Okay.
yeah, so, that'll be great. So let's have that on the agenda for the 12th of March. Anything else to talk about?
I'm tired of talking about snow, so
Yeah, well, we can, motion to adjourn,
they can need that.
no, let's just adjourn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going there.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned, 7:06. Thank you all. Fun time. Real and it was fun, but it wasn't real fun.
Yeah.
Are you going downstairs, Mr. Toulis?
No, well, I'll take a picture.